Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. This is going to be the next short little project, well, hopefully short. We have our 8050 here. I had put a A-series Bosch on this a few years ago, and an attempt to get a little bit better power and hopefully startability and get away from the M100 AMBAC. And it's never been perfect like we've wanted it, and I've done a few things differently with it. Like I had swapped in a 7040 power shift flywheel. They are the deep dish ones that they weigh like 80-90 pounds, something like that, in an attempt to get a little bit more rotating mass to maybe have a little bit more torque. And at the same time, I had a custom ground camshaft made for it also, and an attempt to get more horsepower out of it. Well, not really so much more horsepower, but better torque out of it. And we did all that, swapped that in there, and it was better, but not great. I took the injection pump off. It was from a Deutz, like an R50 engine, R50 Gleaner engine, and sent it down to Fair Valley Performance in Sauk City, Wisconsin, and had them guys go through it. And my original fuel injection shop that had done it in the first place messed it up, and they had everything wasn't jiving correctly in it. And Dennis down there at Fair Valley, he went through it and got it back on there. It had a lot more snot, but still not as much as the 8070 did. So an attempt to perhaps, because this doesn't have the counterbalance crankshaft in it like an 8070 does. Well, I have now a counterbalance crankshaft from a 7080 that I will be swapping in it. I have the pulley here from the 7080, and I am going to be using a little bit different balancer here. Instead of the original, here I'll get an original here so we can take a gander at it. The difference in the original 7080, 8070, a little bit bigger in diameter, a little bit thicker and everything. Same exact bolt pattern and everything. This one I believe is 12 pounds, and this one is like 30 some pounds. So should help a little bit more there with the rotating mass. But what we are going to be doing now also is, because the torque limiter is slipping on this thing now, and that's the whole reason that I'm taking this thing apart again, is the torque limiter slipping. So what I will be doing is taking that out. I will be going over to Heitman Tractor Salvage, and I will be getting a D21, 210, or 220 flywheel, because instead of the 12-inch that this one is, the disc, they have a 14-inch disc. But what I will be doing, instead of using the clutch disc and a pressure plate, I will be using, like I did on the 7095, and using a torque damper, because them only come in a 14-inch diameter disc. So I will be having that drilled and tapped to accept that. That way you still have the big thick flywheel, the big heavy rotating mass, along with the torque damper instead of a torque limiter, and we are going to do that. So yeah, she's a little pink, this old girl, but I may paint it yet this spring, and if I have enough time, but we will see. And this girl has 20.8 42s on the back with step-up rims, and the fronts are 16.9 on waffle rims. And let's see what else about this old girl. Nothing much. I mean, it's extended out like I've done to all of our 8000 series. You can see here a spacer plate for the weight bracket. Otherwise, the tires would hit there on the big 14 weight bracket here. So I will probably start on this, and I may have just one, or I think I'm going to do like a 2 or 3 or 4 part thing on this and upload them hopefully each week. We'll see. So we'll start from there, and here we go. Well, that's all we're going to do for today. It's getting towards chore time, so just give you a quick little rundown what we got done here. We got the grill, shell, and hood top, hoods off. Got the AC pulled back and put around and bungee corded up here. That way we don't have to take it evacuated or nothing like that. But I am going to be pulling her all down, frame rails, everything, front axle out, and doing it like that, pulling the motor, flipping her over, drop the pan, do all that good stuff. We'll go from there. Here, I'll show you the A-Series Bosch on here right away. So this is what I did. I took the original front engine plate here that goes all the way from side to side, frame rail to frame rail, is from a 7000 series, and because they are centered in the pump gear hole here, as where the M100s are actually up a tad. Is it up a tad? Whichever it is, but it's offset. And I didn't know that right away, so I couldn't get my pump gear in the front because it would hit. So I had to get a 7000 series 426's front plate and machined out. A-Series Bosch bolt pattern, drilled and tapped. I have through bolts. Had to make own throttle linkage here, of course. No AFC on it or nothing like that, which I'd like to get that put back on, but we're not going to mess with that now. We're going to get counterbalanced crank in there. But injection lines, them are the ones that I had bent up myself. Bosch injectors with Mack tips in them from Mack truck. These are 5x12 injectors rather than a 4x, what are they, 4x14s I think they are. So they equal out to about the same, a little bit better atomization. But what you can see here is they are turned 90 degrees in the head. So you got to have custom hold downs made, and then instead of the metal line you go with the little banjo fittings and just a little hose. That kit is from Fair Valley Performance, and when I sent the pump down, I also sent the injectors down to Fair Valley and had them checked all over, and they were all just fine. So, and another thing I have on here is a Borg Warner S300 This one is a 6068 with a .08 AR housing on it, with the muffler delete, little adapter made to go to the Marmon flange. This is one thing I was fighting on this tractor before with the aspirator. I have it clamped off here. For some reason, this thing, even before all of the changes here, and with the 8050 air filter in the front, but with the muffler delete, it would fill the air filter full of soot. So, and even doing this, so I don't know if it's got something to do with the muffler delete, because they just go straight in with the pipe and then have two holes drilled on this side or cut into it, so it goes around like this. Well, it can just come around and go right in there. So I think I am going to cut that out and put a 180 degree so it goes with the flow of it, and it should, you would think, pull it up and out the exhaust pipe then. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll go from there. Oh, now one more thing. I have the 22-inch original fan shroud, but this is the 8-blade fan from a 7045 with air conditioning. Without air conditioning, they come with the same 6-blade fan that the 8050 did, but this is the 8-blade fan, and then they come with a different fan spacer. So a little bit better cooling that way. So just another little thing that I've changed on this tractor. So, but look for more. Like and subscribe to the page, please, guys, and have a good day.